toss-up. Were we gonna watch the Knight Rider 2000, the thing about Knight Rider 2000, or did we want to see something about the Viper TV show? So let's start off with the Viper TV show, and we'll basically see. Now it's the video is called the show CBS didn't want you to see. I was unaware that CBS did not want anybody to see this. Granted, I'm sure they wanted everybody to see this, but and I like seeing this. Pamela Anderson's big boobies. I like it. Okay, but let's take a look at Viper. I recall seeing. I think I've seen maybe one episode of Viper. I think. I'm not even sure. It was a while ago that I saw the episode, and I think it was Viper. I definitely got the feeling like, okay, they were trying to capture the Knight Rider feeling with a Dodge Viper, and it just didn't really work. But let's check it out.
Knight Rider is long gone, Airwolf has flown off into the sunset, and TV execs are desperately searching for a new high-tech, car-centric action hero. They want speed, they want action, and they need a show that'll sell a ton of cars.
This Friday, Viper shifts into its regular time at 8, 7 Central. This Friday, you'll ride the ultimate pursuit of justice. Viper at 8, 7 Central, NBC Friday.
Enter Viper, a show about a Dodge Viper that transforms into an indestructible crime-fighting machine. It had action, drama, and a futuristic car so loaded with gadgets, it would make James Bond jealous. But
and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't this show specifically come out to introduce the Dodge Viper to the world? Like when this show aired, wasn't this some kind of partnership with Dodge? Because this was the year that the Viper launched with Dodge. I something in the back of my mind is telling me that it was the same, that was a big reason why the show even aired in the first place, was to launch this line. Okay, it was. I knew I wasn't crazy. It then making news because they had the Lambo's V10 engine. Okay. But that was like, okay, that would reach out to car enthusiasts, but for the average rich person who doesn't give a shit about it having a Lambo V10 engine, this show would be a way to introduce the Viper to the world and have basically rich men having midlife crises go, I want one.
the real question is, with all this going for it, why did Viper crash and burn after just one season? And how was it revived 2 years after its cancellation? Buckle up, because we're about to go under the hood of one of TV's most ambitious car shows. This is the story of Viper.
The day after tomorrow. A time when criminals rule the city.
By the early 90s, Dodge was deep into a major rebranding effort. Their vehicles were reliable, but not exactly the stuff of car enthusiasts' dreams. The Dodge Viper, with its snarling engine, sleek design, and jaw-dropping price tag, was Dodge's big play to redefine itself as an edgy, performance-driven brand. The plan was simple but ambitious. Build an entire TV show around the Dodge Viper and turn it into an icon. This wouldn't just be a car and a show.
Okay, so the Viper had already launched, but they basically partnered with CBS to focus the attention on the car to basically bolster it. Because it said the Viper came out in 92. Z Viper, the model Viper, came out in 92. When did the TV show come out? Anybody know when when this TV show launched? You might say the date if we keep going.
This would be a star vehicle that made you want to own a Dodge Viper. To put it plainly, Viper was a 60-minute commercial
94,
designed to make you lust after the Dodge Viper, and Paramount and CBS were more than willing to make that dream a reality.
Ultimate vehicle for police pursuit and capture. Only one thing is missing. The driver who can tame its awesome capabilities.
With the pitch approved, CBS brought in two big names to steer the ship, Danny Bilson and Paul DeMeo. These guys were no strangers to action-packed, high-concept shows. You might remember them from the Flash series and The Rocketeer. CBS and Paramount.
Hang on!
You might remember them from the Flash.
How many of you have ever seen the OG Flash series? Eh? How many of you have ever seen this series? I've seen a couple of the episodes. This was back when superhero shows were still in their nascent stage, especially on TV. Well, okay, Helix Rip, that's definitely the suit mouse. That is 100%. The ripped look is the suit. The actor was not. But the Flash series came out probably not long after Tim Burton's Batman movie came out. It was, I think, only a couple years after Tim Burton's Batman came out that they did The Flash on TV, and it did okay. The Flash TV show did okay. It was, they tried to do something with it, and it was kind of interesting. And they actually, another cool thing, they brought the actor and the character back for the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths. Did anybody watch the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths? They actually brought this actor as the Flash back for a cameo in that little Crisis miniseries on the CW. It's pretty, and they even had the trailer only. What are you talking about? The trailer only? No, he was in the actual show. Wait, the silver helmet. Wait, what are you guys talking about with this silver helmet? What are you talking about? They brought this iteration of the Flash to the Crisis on Infinite Earths miniseries with the CW. Well, okay, yeah, that's the Silver Age Flash? I believe? But that's not what I'm talking about. I think they actually did, but they actually brought this Flash back for Crisis, and they actually had the big climactic scene for this Flash. They actually showed clips from the TV show. So it was it was cool. Anyway, we're going way off topic. We're supposed to be talking about Viper, not the Flash. Well, this is Silver Age Flash. Yeah, okay, Jay Garrick being the Golden. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but this was Silver Age. Barry out.
Series and The Rocketeer. CBS and Paramount wanted Viper to be the ultimate blend of sci-fi, action, and a touch of comic book coolness, and Bilson and DeMeo were the perfect fit.
Okay.
The show's setting? Well, Metro City, a fictional, crime-infested metropolis on the verge of total collapse. The only solution? The Viper Project, a top-secret federal task force designed to fight crime in the flashiest, most explosive way possible. At the center of it all was the Defender, a one-of-a-kind.
Because that will keep the government project secret. Am I right? The best way to have a secret government project is to fight crime in the most bombastic and flashiest way possible. Fucking genius. Typical Hollywood government genius.
Weaponized Dodge Viper that transformed from a sleek sports car into a crime-fighting beast. But here's the catch. The Defender needed a driver, and not just any driver would do.
A man without a memory can be supplied with With a little cosmetic fine-tuning, he'll be our driver.
The protagonist was Michael Payton, a former getaway driver for Metro City's top criminal organization, The Outfit. After a high-speed chase goes south, Payton is presumed dead, but the government has other plans. They keep him alive just long enough to wipe his memory, give him a new identity as Joe Astor, and stick him in the driver's seat of the Defender. As far as Joe knows, he's always been a cop, and his job is to take down the Outfit, the very people he used to work for. The twist? Joe doesn't remember his criminal past, thanks to a high-tech chip implanted in his brain. So in classic 90s fashion, our hero is a former bad guy turned good guy, driving a car that's as much a weapon as it is a vehicle.
Viper calls it the enemy.
It's an urban assault vehicle.
Who will win the battle of the high-tech titans, the Firehawk versus the Viper?
But as with any ambitious TV project, Viper hit a few speed bumps before it even got off the ground. You see, legendary TV producer Stephen J. Cannell was developing his own show at the exact same time. His show was also called Viper, and it starred Michael Dudikoff as a crime-fighting ex-Navy SEAL driving a red sports car. Sound familiar? Cannell's Viper.
Wait! Why does that show seem familiar? Have I seen that before? Like, I know, like, yeah, that's how I know him, Kaibo. I know Michael Dudikoff from American Ninja, American Ninja 2, American Ninja 4. That's how I know him. I also know him from, fuck, what was it called? Shit. He puckered up with his buddy from American Ninja, in another movie. So the life of me, I can't remember it. Where it's like they're in New Orleans. But that's where I remember it from. But for some reason, I seem to something is like tickling in the back of my head about this show. Like I've seen it before. I cannot place it though. I just cannot place it.
Ex-Navy SEAL driving a red sports car. Sound familiar? Cannell's Viper had all the hallmarks of the show CBS was trying to make. The difference, the car was not the star of the show. In the end, Cannell changed the name of his show to Cobra and used the Shelby Cobra, letting CBS and Paramount continue the Viper project. But they weren't out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
With the copyright...
Yeah, wait. Kendrick, were you serious? Yeah, no, Miami Vice was Don Johnson. That was definitely not it. Yeah, that was definitely not him.
Issue resolved. CBS and Paramount pushed forward, but they quickly ran into another issue: cost. The Dodge Viper itself was a pricey machine, and the transformation into Defender mode was even more expensive. Dodge wasn't leaving anything to chance with their brand image, so they insisted on handling the design for the Defender themselves. Typically, this would have gone to someone like George Barris, the designer behind the original Batmobile, but Dodge wanted complete control. They needed to make sure this car looked sleek, stylish, and powerful. And let's not forget, this was 1994. CGI was expensive, and every transformation sequence required careful planning. The showrunners had to find ways to use the Defender's morph sparingly, often hiding.
And I'm sorry, you guys said it, you guys are right. The quote-unquote combat mode of the Viper, this version of it does not look as good as its normal red self. This looks like dull. You can't see all of the sexy lines and curves of the Dodge Viper's car. It's obstructed with this hideous paint job, and it looks like dull and rounded and kind of, even when it's not CGI'd, it looks CGI. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when it's not in this mode, it looks great. When it's you know, candy apple red, sleek look, when it's actually a Viper. This looks like shit.
Often hiding the transformation in darkness or skipping over it altogether to save money. It was a delicate balance of keeping the car's transformation cool without blowing the budget on special effects.
Now it's done. Show off. Okay, that's okay.
Although
They if they made this thing like glossy black, or even a somewhat flat black instead of this ugly ass gray, it could have been better. Cause think about it, if this thing was black, it would look awesome. So it starts off red in its normal mode, and then when it transforms, make it a matte or semi-gloss black, and that would look cool. I don't know if green would have looked good. At night, it would probably look black, so it would kind of give a cool, a little sheen. But you think they did that, Leo? It's possible. Andrea, yeah. You guys are right. Maybe they did that to avoid, but they could have gone with something. Do fucking blue. Do like a royal blue. A royal blue would have looked good on this. It's supposed to be a cop car, basically. So have it go from red and change it to blue. That would have looked good. But this shit dull gray was a bad choice.
CBS initially developed Viper, the network soon grew hesitant about the show's level of violence, worrying that it would alienate primetime audiences. CBS eventually backed out.
Wait. Did CBS seriously go, violence is going to alienate our viewers on primetime? They really had no fucking clue what they were talking about, huh?
Series found a new home. Finally, after months of planning, Viper premiered on rival network NBC in January 1994 with a 2-hour pilot episode that introduced audiences to Metro City, the Viper Project, and of course, the Defender. The Defender's transformation was unlike anything TV had seen, a Dodge Viper morphing into a weaponized assault vehicle with an impressive array of gadgets. We're talking lasers, missiles, pulse cannons, cloaking devices, and even a turbine boost. But despite the action and cutting-edge tech, Viper struggled to keep up in the competitive primetime landscape. The problem wasn't violence, it was more about timing and fit. NBC felt Viper didn't quite align with its other primetime offerings, which leaned heavily toward established dramas and sitcoms. The show's ratings fell short for NBC and decided to drop it after just one season. Chrysler had invested heavily in the show as part of a major rebranding campaign for the Dodge Viper, so letting it fade into obscurity wasn't an option. In 1996, the series was revived in syndication with a slightly tighter budget but a wider reach. Syndication allowed for increased creative freedom, which led to modifications like a more cost-effective transformation effect. Season 2 of Viper introduced a wave of new characters, revamping the show for its syndication revival. Jeff Keiki joined as the new lead, Thomas Cole, a driver with a mysterious past to replace Joe Astor. Julian Wilkes,
they changed it they changed the main character entirely. So they didn't revive it. They flat out fucking rebooted it. That's like he did say revival, right? Cuz that's not a revival, that's a flat out reboot. You're changing over the lead character, you're bringing in a whole bunch of new characters. The only thing that remained was the car. And the city.
Creator of the Defender was written out, leaving Frankie Waters to maintain the Defender. Though Frankie was already familiar to viewers, his role grew more prominent in this new era as he became the show's steadying presence in the garage. Joining Kake and Napodi, Heather Medway came aboard as Detective Cameron Westlake, adding a fresh law enforcement dynamic to the team. The core team for Season 2 rounded out with Dawn Stern as Dr. Ali Farrow, who brought a scientific edge to the cast.
It prowls the streets in the pursuit of justice.
As Viper continued through syndication, the show started to evolve. By the third season, audiences were getting used to the show's change in tone and the changes in cast. Jeff Keik's character, Thomas Cole, brought a different energy to the Viper project. Season 4 marked a nostalgic return as James McCaffrey reprised his role as Joe Astor, reconnecting the show with fans who'd been there since the beginning.
So they didn't reboot it. They really did a time jump. So it really was a revival, just with one of those, like, time jump things. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Not sure how I feel about that.
Season brought back familiar faces, creating a sense of closure. The Defender also received a cosmetic overhaul, switching to a unique cobalt blue metallic paint job.
We called it, chat! We fucking called it! And whoever said cobalt specifically, good call! I forget who said cobalt in the chat, but good call!
Also received a cosmetic overhaul, switching to a unique cobalt blue metallic paint job exclusive to the final season. After 4 seasons,
but not in the transformation. The cobalt blue was the regular paint job. You fucked it up. You fucked it up. Yeah, they changed the base paint from red to blue. I thought he was saying they changed the combat mode to blue. Oh, disappointing. No, I cannot do Kevin Sorbo, the Kevin Sorbo voice. I'm sorry, you have to deal with it.
seasons and 78 episodes, Viper reached its final destination in 1999, leaving fans with a bittersweet ending. So where does Viper stand in the pantheon of 90s action
Disappointed!
Thank you, Leo.
shows? Did it ever achieve the level of success that Knight Rider did? The short answer is no.
No.
Viper never became a mainstream hit, but that doesn't mean it didn't leave a mark. For starters, the Dodge Viper itself became an icon. Dodge's partnership with the show
That's true.
turned the car into a cultural phenomenon, and the Viper Defender became a legend in its own right. Even though the show never achieved blockbuster ratings, it built a loyal fan base that's still around today. Over the years, Viper has become a cult classic, especially among fans of 90s sci-fi and action TV. For those who grew up watching the show, the Defender's transformation remains one of the coolest car mods ever put on screen. For years,
It's the gray is not a... See, this is better. This, how it's got some gloss to it, is better. It's not that flat metallic.
for years,
So that where it's got some gloss onto it is good. The problem I have is that with its transformation, it loses those sexy lines that are intrinsically a Viper. The Viper has like deep cuts, like deep pits in it, and it feels too blocky. It feels you're not getting those curves, those dips and curves in the body style that feels so intrinsically Viper. That's the problem I have. The paint job, I'm not thrilled with the paint job either, but it's just that it's losing too much of its shape. You could almost confuse it. Hang on. You could almost confuse it with the modern day Charger, or back when it was still around, the Magnum, because of how blocky the back of it is. The back of it lost so much of its curves that it lost a lot of its Viperness from that. And then, thank you for the follow. I mean, yes, I know it's armor, but this is sci-fi. This is sci-fi. The armor could be sci-fi-y to still look sexy. They did it with the they did it with the Trans Am from Knight Rider. The Trans Am in Knight Rider was a Trans Am. It was just armored, so bullets bounced off it. They could do the same thing with the Viper. They could have done it.
for years, Viper was a hard show to find. It wasn't until December 2017 that the entire series was finally released on DVD, giving fans a chance to relive the action. Today it stands as a testament to the creativity and ambition of 90s TV, and for anyone who watched it, the Defender will always be more than just a car, it'll be a hero. So here's to Viper, a show that went all in on the dream of a supercar hero, gave us an unforgettable ride, and proved that sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content.
Okay, Big Dog, to your point that it's the 90s, they could only do so much. What I'm talking about is actually less, not more. They could literally just write something in saying that it's got some, sci-fi coating of some sort that makes it bulletproof, and then they don't have to bulk it out with the transformation, and they can keep those sleek, sexy lines. So they actually could have done less and made it more effective. That's kind of what I'm talking about.